Today's Tech Talk is all about Shimano's Dotera lure. It's an Ngetsu style lure and a phenomenal lure and designed specifically for New Zealand conditions. Dotera means drift in Japanese, and this is what this lure is set up for. It's got a conical head shape, comes in 120 to 250 gram, so it's specifically designed for fishing in conditions where you need this lure to get down really fast. And this lure would be the fastest sliding head or Ngetsu style lure on the market. Great for conditions when it's rough, where you're struggling to slow the drift down, areas where lots of current, and very deep water as well. It still fishes well, especially the little 120 gram Dotera in shallow waters, but you can use this up to 150, 180 meters of water. So it comes with 4 really durable silicone skirts. It's got the trademark super sharp, strong little hooks there that aid in getting a bite, and it also has the rubber stopper that sits in behind the skirts and the hook set. So when you drop this lure, it all drops as one unit. So if you're getting a bite on the drop, you know that your hooks are a part of the head. Same thing if you're retrieving, and also when it hits the seafloor or the bottom, it is actually going to be in one unit. So if it hits the seafloor, puffs up some silt or sand, you're going to get a bite. You know your hooks are in the right place. So a really good design feature. Before you drop, just pull that little rubber stopper up into the head. So when it drops as one unit. The way that we rig the Dotera lure, it has a Kevlar assist hooks in there, and we tie directly onto the loop of the Kevlar. Kevlar is super strong, very durable, and we tie on there with the uni knot. The good thing about a uni knot is the tag end lies flat against the leader. That enables the skirt and the hook set to be able to slide freely once you hook up and you want that head to pull away from the fish to stop it assisting in dislodging the hook out of the fish's mouth. So tie directly onto the Kevlar loop with a uni knot. We always use fluorocarbon when we're in Ngetsu style fishing or lure fishing. For leader size, we're normally around about that 16 up to 25 pound when we're using the Dotera lure. We use an 8 carrier braid, a multicolour braid like the Kariki and the Shimano Oshia braid. The 8 carrier is a lot more subtle, a lot more durable, and knots up really well. We connect our braid to our fluorocarbon leader with 2 different types of knots, one being the FG knot, the other one where we tie a Banimi twist loop onto our braid and then connect the fluorocarbon leader to the loop knot with the Yucatan knot. If you want to learn more about those knots, we have them on this series, so check them out. One of the main tips for Ngetsu style fishing is you want that lure to be vertical and most of the time you're fishing it. So you can either slow the drift down with a sea anchor like we're using at the moment. Obviously it's calm conditions, that's fine. Or you can use a trolling motor like a Minn Kota to also slow the drift down. I always understand which way you're drifting, and then you can cast down sea or down current. So that will allow when you're drifting through to be working that lure in a vertical position. So also you've got your multicolour braid, so you can see how far it's dropping, and if you see fish on the sounder, you can then count your colours out to be in the zone as well. So once we hit the bottom, the motion or the technique that we use for working the lure is very typical for most Ngetsu style fishing, and that's just that little sort of quarter to half wind, and all that's doing is when you're winding that lure up, it's just puffing the skirts as it's coming up. If you start moving the rod quickly, all it does is just straighten out the skirts and you lose all the action. So it's just a little quarter to half wind while you're bringing it up. Once you start getting bites, you've got to keep doing that same technique. It's no use striking or stopping. You want to keep working that lure in such a way. You've got the nibble tip on the Ngetsu rod, so it aids in working the lure. So if you do get bites or it's starting to pull on the lure, the nibble tip is so soft that it actually feels natural on the lure for the fish. So that's why you have a nibble tip, and that's why you're just winding very slowly. As you start hooking up or you feel the pressure coming on, all you need to do from there is actually speed up your wind and make it a little bit more fluid, and that will set the hook and load the rod up so the hook won't come out. It's amazing how strong those little hooks are. They're specifically designed to be small, so they fit in the skirts of the lure. All Ngetsu lures have that sort of style hook. They've got a nice sort of Teflon coating on them, so they penetrate easy and also prevent a lot of rusting as well. You You can really see the nibble tip here coming into its own. Nice, nicely loaded up, keeping that rod loaded up all the time. It's got a nice bend in there, so those hooks stay in. Awesome! Woo! So there you go, that's the Dotera lure. Fantastic lure to be used. Lots of wind, where it drifts fast, it gets down there super quick. Comes in lots of different sizes, from 120 gram all the way up to 250 grams, so fantastic for those deeper areas as well. Great for deeper water species like your harpooker. Awesome. Adios.